What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is Friday, 4/21. My 4/20 was boring as shit because I forgot to smoke my pre-roll. I got from Cali. Oh man. But anyway, wow. There was some big news yesterday, and I did a video explaining my thoughts on this big news that I heard yesterday. But my dumb ass, either my gain was too low and you couldn't hear me, or basically I was on mute the whole time and I didn't check my levels. Don't you hate when that happens when you're a creator of content? I swear. So anyway, the Warner Brothers Discovery may have interest in WWE programming. I don't think this is going to happen because that's an unfair advantage on AEW. AEW's on Warner Brothers Discovery. Believe Dynamite is on TBS and Rampage is on TNT. If this is true, and if WWE is that damn fucking petty and moving away from NBC Universal, USA Network and Fox, once those TV deals expire, that can be the end of AEW on that network, because there's no room for two wrestling shows, or wrestling companies. It's going to not balance each other out. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least that's my opinion. I don't know. But here it is. An expert in the world of television rights has claimed that Warner Brothers Discovery, the home of AEW TV, may be interested in carrying WWE programming. Ever since AEW launched their Wednesday night Dynamite TV show in October 2019, they have been on TNT and later TBS. The company that owns those channels is called Warner Brothers Discovery, WBD for short, and since taking over, they have made a lot of changes, including budget cuts. As for WWE, they were recently acquired by Endevor, which is teaming up WWE with UFC to become a entertainment powerhouse with a strong television presence, streaming options, mass live gates, and of course pay-per-view events as well. One of the big stories of WWE moving forward is where their main TV shows, Raw and SmackDown, will air. That's because the 5-year billion-dollar deals for Raw on USA Network, owned by Comcast, NBC Universal, and SmackDown on Fox are set to expire in October of next year. Negotiations for the new deals are set to begin soon if they haven't started already. In many cases, many TV renewals are announced about 18 months before the deal expires, so we are at that point now. James Andrew Miller is a veteran journalist that specializes in covering the media with major books written about things like ESPN, CAA, Saturday Night Live, and he has upcoming book about HBO as well. Miller also was an executive VP of original programming for USA Network, which is where WWE Raw and NXT currently air. Miller appeared on the SI Media podcast with Jimmy Traina recently to talk about what he has heard about WWE's TV programming future. Miller attended WrestleMania, which led to talking about WBD having interest in WWE. Now I say WBD again, that's Warner Brothers Discovery. And I quote, "I wouldn't be surprised, despite the fact that money is such an issue for them. I wouldn't be surprised if Warner Brothers Discovery wouldn't be a slice of that WWE pie." Doing voices. It doesn't have to be on Monday night. Monday night is a tough night. If you go through the calendar all year round, there are sports on Monday night. If you're on Warner Brothers Discovery, you could say, we're going to move it to a different night. We have Thursday night with the NBA, but we're going to figure out a different night for it. And all of a sudden, it becomes very attractive, end quote. After Miller was told about Warner Brothers Discovery has multiple nights of AEW programming right now, Miller was adamant that Warner Brothers Discovery has been interested in WWE. And I quote, I know there are people at Warner Brothers who are interested in WWE. If they were to lose the NBA, they ain't gonna lose the NBA. Of course, a better deal is always open. But if they was going to lose to the NBA, I would certainly imagine they would become pretty big advocate for buying something that would create quite an auction unless it's taken off. If either Fox or NBC comes in with a preemptive offer that WWE likes, Warner Brothers Discovery won't even get a chance. So it's basically, okay, I don't want you to jump ship to Warner Brothers Discovery. Fox or NBC will probably like, here's another $1 billion. I want you to stay here. You know, which I hope that's the case, but I get into it. This whole situation after this article. Hold on. Wow, the thought of Monday Night Raw being moved to a different night seems like a far-fetched idea after 30 plus years. Miller addressed the possibility of WWE CEO Nick Khan entertaining the idea of moving Raw to to a night other than Monday. And I quote again, I have not heard Nick advocate that. My point is, if a buyer comes in and doesn't want Monday night, the Monday package is mobile. There is no reason why it has to be Monday night, end quote. If WB Discovery has interested in, I think somebody didn't proofread. It says here, if WBD has interested in WWE, that should be, rephrase that, WBD had, I hate people that can't write. I'm sorry. If WBD is interested, not has, but is interested in WWE, it will be interesting to see how that could affect AEW shows that already air on WBD channels, as well as possible addition of AEW Collusion on Saturday nights this summer. As always, in a case like this, consider it just a rumor. Just like the WWE sales recently, there were a lot of rumors and some people didn't think Endevor was going to acquire WWE. That's what happened. So, this is what I think. WWE got bought out by Endevor. There's going to be some changes to match on the portfolio of what Endevor is trying to do to balance both UFC and WWE, since they're going to be together but separate. All right. There's a lot of ways that you can put the programming on Endevor spots. Or maybe WWE will stay on Peacock with the premium live events, and either Raw or SmackDown can stay with Fox and USA Network as well as NXT. But really, I risk NXT will go back on the WWE Network on Peacock because it just fits, on that shit right there. But or UFC got to have some relationships with ESPN. We can see WWE on ESPN too. You can manage both brands on the same platform. That's a little bit easier than Raw and SmackDown on two different platforms. You know what I'm saying? Have Raw and SmackDown or NXT or ESPN, or just have both main roster shows on ESPN and have NXT on Peacock if they wanted to. Only if they can keep NXT, or they can still have that relationship with NBC to have something on Peacock or whatever. But have have NXT on Peacock. Or goddamn, I'm confusing the fuck out of y'all. Having NXT either on Peacock or ESPN like the rest of them. All right, because UFC has this is like I said, the UFC has a relationship with ESPN. Maybe they can move their WWE programming on ESPN or whatever, or even on, I don't know. I was about to say on the UFC app, but that don't fit. I don't know why I was about to say that, because pro wrestling on the MMA app, what the hell is this? But it also makes sense. You can participate in the content on the UFC app. You get, I think it's not Fight. I don't know. I don't watch UFC that much on mobile devices though, but you can participate in the programming. They're gonna rename the app anyway. You can they can share the wealth on that app and make it different to cater to the new content coming aboard of Endevor. But yeah, I don't think it's the case, because that would really hurt AEW, and I was happy that there's going to be another show of AEW on Saturdays, because at least I'll be awake. I always miss AEW. What's the show come on Fridays? I forgot that fast. Damn. Rampage. It comes on too late. I think it comes on at 10 o'clock and it's only for an hour. It's like 10 to 11. I always miss that shit. I always miss SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Because I train my mind like I got things better to do than to watch WWE since Vince McMahon is back. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. So I don't think that's going to really suck and really saturate the market of pro wrestling on one network. It's like it's going to be an overload if they do go on Warner Brothers Discovery. I'm talking about WWE, and then you have AEW. It's going to oversaturate everything. I think it's best if they can keep themselves separate, so it won't be an unfair balance, because I'm thinking they're going to like split the they're going to split the audience of both companies, AEW and WWE. Like they did with WCW and WWEF or whatever, or excuse me, FE. But it is what it is. I don't know. Hey, what's y'all think? Did y'all follow along? Because this report, fuck it. This report is a little bit kind of jumbled. So I hope you have no problems following along with me, because I'm hungry. Anyway, peace out.